All right, 7th grade, we are continuing along here in this idea of simplifying expressions. And our first set of directions today talk about finding the sum, okay? Well, of course, we know the sum is the answer to an addition problem. When it says find the sum, we're going to be adding. Now, there's two different ways I want to show you how to do these problems. The first one is what we call the vertical method. The vertical method. Vertical means up and down. So essentially, this is going to be x minus 2 plus 3x plus 8. And I'm going to keep my like terms lined up so that I can add them together. And so now I'm just combining things. All right, it's kind of just a pre-algebra sort of thing that's going on here. This is minus 2, but we want to think of it as a negative 2. So it's negative 2 plus 8. A negative 2 plus 8 equals a positive 6. Okay? If that makes sense. Okay? So then, when I'm going through this one, then I have x plus 3x. Now remember, this x, there's nothing here, so there's like a 1 in front of it. It's 1x plus 3x, which equals 4x. That's going to be 4x plus 6. Now we're going to do the horizontal method. And the horizontal method is more just kind of what we did last time with simplifying things. First thing I want to do is get rid of the parentheses. So it's going to be a negative 4y plus 3. Now when I get rid of the parentheses, as you know, parentheses always means multiplication. There's no number here outside the parentheses, so I think of it as a 1. We're not really thinking about multiplication, but that's what I'm doing. 1 times 11 is plus 11, so it's plus 11y. A positive 1 times a negative 5 is negative 5. And now I just have something that what it looks like I did the other day. Okay, in the previous lesson, I'm going to combine like terms. Negative 4y and plus 11y are a positive 7y. A 3 and a minus 5 make a minus 2. 7y minus 2. All right, let's look at the next one here. Find the difference. M minus 3 minus a minus m plus 12. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I want to do the vertical method. So I'm going to do m minus 3 minus, okay, a negative m, because I want to separate the operational signs, plus 12. All right, so I'm thinking, well, okay, first of all, I need to get rid of these parentheses. I'm subtracting a negative. When I'm subtracting a negative, I'm really, as I know, I'm adding, okay? So when I think about subtracting, I want to kind of think of this as we're going to think of this, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Got a distraction going on here, my mistake. So we're going to have an m minus a negative m. Now, so if I want to think about that, there's a couple things that I can do. I can go ahead and when I subtract a negative, I can think of it as adding, but I really don't want to make it plus because I'm still subtracting the positive 12. So I want to make that very clear. So when I'm doing m minus a negative m, when I'm subtracting a negative, I know that that means I'm really adding. So it's like 1 minus a negative 1, which is like 1 plus 1, which makes this 2m. Then I'm doing a negative 3 minus 12. Negative 3 minus 12, which is a negative 15. All right? Let's try the horizontal method. I'm going to remove parentheses. Negative 2x plus 5. It's a positive number here. It's a positive 1. Remember, when there's nothing outside the parentheses, it's like a 1. So I'm going to move it. The signs aren't going to change. Here, since there's a negative sign, it's like it's a negative 1. So it's negative 1 times a positive 6.3, which is a negative 6.3x. And then it's a negative 1 times a positive 20, which is a negative 20. Now when I combine a negative 2 minus 6.3, it's like I'm just adding these two numbers together and I'm getting a bigger negative. That's going to be negative 8.3x. Then I have a positive 5 and a negative 20. When I combine that, 5 minus 20, minus 15. And I end up with negative 8.3x minus 15. We'll talk about that more in class. All right. We'll talk to you later, 7th grade. Bye.